So welcome to the best thing that I've done in nature. And I've just found out today that this meadow has been named after me. So they've now called it Mark's Meadow, after me, Dave. So this is the meadow this is now early April, and basically, as you can see, there isn't much here. So this is how it starts early in the year. We haven't got any cowslips in yet, unfortunately, but they didn't take. I did put some in, so we'll see how it goes from now. And just as I say that, I find these haven't flowered yet, but they will. And what I'll do after is I'll lift that patch and spread it around, because there's more than one there. And actually we're still in April, but I've just done a little gnome dance of joy, because the yellow rattle has finally spread to every area of this meadow, keeping the grass down. This is the meadow in May, late May. As you can see, the yellow rattle taking over. There's some much further down, as well as on the other side. So I think this is now year 8. Yeah, this is year 8. Now, so I think I've mentioned, this whole area used to be blackthorn scrub, for want of a better word. You can see some of the blackthorn behind the hawthorn there and down there. Basically, that was what it was like. There may have been hawthorn in here, but it was mostly blackthorn. But as you can see, it still keeps reappearing. But this whole area was blackthorn. So the whole area, the whole field, looked pretty much like this. Which basically meant that it ended up literally just bare earth. So 8 years ago, this was bare earth. I mean, literally just earth. Nothing was growing on it. And for the first few years, all we did was we just let things grow. Whatever grew, grew. The only thing we took out, as much as we could, were some massive thistles, lots of different kinds of thistles, and docks, and also as much horsetail as we could possibly pull up. And that's basically what we did for 3 to 4 years. So we let it grow for the first 3 years, and we didn't cut it or anything, we just let it grow. Then on the 4th year, I came and I cut it, and we took everything away, took everything off the top, basically, because if you want to grow orchids, they want it to be as bad growing conditions as possible. Unlike nettles, who love it to be nice and rich, orchids like poor soil. Now, I wasn't expecting orchids. And here's the first sign of orchids this year. And another. And another. And the best one, and fourth so far. Then I noticed a lot of grass, so in order to keep the grass down, I had to sow yellow rattle. But basically here I did 100, I think 150 patches. Some didn't take, but we've gone from a few patches to having a nice amount, and you can see the difference between the grass up there and the grass down here, because it feeds on the roots of the grass, so it keeps the grass down. And the same here, you can see some there, and it's actually made its way down now. I mean, I did sow some, but it's made its way down and grown. So that's the only thing we've planted here. Everything else has just grown. And then one year this happened. Hello. Well, I'm sorry about the wind, but today is a very special day. This meadow, well, I'm in this meadow, which I've been working on now for probably 5 years. But today is the first day that an orchid has appeared. We've got a pyramidal orchid right here. Aside from the yellow rattle, which is here, and in other patches, I've really not planted anything here. So this orchid has moved in because I've been tending this and making the conditions right for orchids to move in, and it's happened. I feel like dancing down the field. Well, it's better than that, because I have just come along here. Look at this one. Now that is a beautiful one, that. Oh, and there's another one by it, just about to come out. We have orchids. This is now a proper wildflower meadow. Oh, I'm so excited, because I've just walked over here. I'm pulling out, I've spent years going through here, hours going through, pulling out docks. I've hit all the thistles, so this year there aren't any thistles. I think I see another orchid up there. So I'm going to go around. I'm actually going to film every orchid that's in here, just to have a record of it, because orchids are strange. They may never come again. So I have to watch where I put my feet now, but here's another. I'd say watch my feet, I've just knelt down and there's another one here. These are pyramidal orchids. And I pick my way through here. I may have seen one here, but I think that's red clover. Wow, I am so pleased. It's like, I don't think people realise just how magical orchids are and how rare they are in this country. So this is the best one. I'm really pleased with this one. Now, I've no idea why they've appeared this year, unless some seeds were on the machine I used last year to cut this. Yep, this is another one up here. So we have 6. And that's still to come out, so it's really lucky because the people whose land this is, they're away. I wouldn't want them to miss this. Wow. Mind you, they can always watch this video, can't they? If they do. But, wow. I wonder if I'll find any more. I'm going through and I'm getting all the docks out at the moment. Oh god, that is so exciting. That I've been looking at. Oh no, there's another one in the same line as over here, straight through here. And this occurred after orchids appeared after the 5th year, I think it was. Might have been 6th, no, 5th, hang on. This is the 8th, 7th, 6th. Yeah, after 6 years. After 6 years, the orchids appeared. Which means that along here, they are there, because I didn't plant them, and I didn't bring them here, so they must have been here all that time. Well, this is June the 9th. 2021, and there are 19 orchids in here this year so far. Well, look at that white spider in there. I hope this is focused. Look at that. Wow. at the moment I'm cutting it, but the best 3 things that I've ever done are, one of them was editing a book on herbs, which I did this year, just finished it in the summer. Before that, it was recording my music. And the best thing I've ever done in my work in the 25 years I've been working in woodland gardens, or the woods, has been this. And it's taken years of nursing, pulling up ragwort, pulling up docks, I mean literally pulling them, and cutting the thistles out, because next door doesn't care for theirs, so any weeds blow over here. So in the past 8 years I've got rid of them all. So last year we had hardly any, and it's getting easier and easier to cut with all the yellow rattle I'm saying. So let's give you a bit of background about here. I've got a long association with this place, going back about 20 years. Over there, back in 1407, that would have been under floodwater from a tsunami, which if you see my worse than brizzle drizzle video, that tells you the story of that. I did dream about it one night. I lived in the most amazing place I've ever lived here. I'll pop a pic up on the screen. That was amazing. Used to get snowed in quite regularly. Had a glacier right outside a couple of times because it got so cold. I met a panther in the woods, or a panther stalked me in the woods rather, and then came back to my wagon because I saw the paw prints and a little bit of shall we say devastation, and a little message it left on the snow in the car park. Rather a big one, full of deer hair. It could have been fox hair actually, or maybe it was dog. That never occurred to me. Anyway, I did track it, but it was great being lost out in the woods, in woods I know, lost in the snow in the middle of the night. It was fantastic, I loved it. So yeah, and then I've been creating this this meadow for the last 8 years or so. The glacier outside was due to the spring freezing up, and it got to well 6 to 8 inches thick and became a skid pan. I drove down there one night and put the brakes on, and it took rather a long time to stop. So here it is, all cut and raked into piles that I've now got to get rid of. And looking at some of the regrowth on some of the patches I did earlier and where I've cut, it didn't cut that well because we've had a lot of rain. I find when it's drier it cuts really nicely, so I'm gonna have to go over it either with a strimmer and then rake up, or with a mower. Now every year when it gets cut I have to bring it down the hill, cut it, rake it up, bring it down the hill, bring it down here and lose it here. So I think this has got 5 years of clippings from off the meadow. And this is a big patch of comfrey and nettles. That's how rich the soil is here now. So that's why it's moved down there, because orchids don't like rich soil. In fact, they want the worst soil you can give them, and so do many other wildflowers actually. So that's what we do. So it's not often I get to share things like that with anyone. So I've put it on the internet for all to see. Thanks for watching. See you next time.